In this video, I'm going to show you how to have a pre-approved VIP list when doing your event registrations inside of HubSpot with Happily. I like to have a list of people that will get right to the front of the line. So whether they get approved automatically or they literally get to jump the line, I want to set up a list and do that. Let me show you how. All right, let's start off with our list. I've got my Sega friends. We got Knuckles. We got Sonic. We got Tails. They're my VIPs. I want to have them bypass any type of approval process and just get right to being approved. Here's the list. Now, when you build your event inside of Happily with our awesome event builder, you're going to get a registration confirmation flow. All this does is send a registrant-based email that says, boom, you're in the event. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a branch. And with this branch, I'm going to look at the associated contact to the registrant and check and see if they're on my VIP list. If they are, right to approved. If they're not, I'm going to put them in a pending status that will allow anyone on my team to be able to approve them and then set them forward with the email. So in order to create this branch, click branch, then click and or logic. And now we're going to pick the branch name. We'll just say not a VIP. And let's add that criteria. We're going to look at the associated contact and see if they are in a membership for my Sega friends. Is not a member of this segment. So they're not a member of my Sega friends. We're going to go down one branch, and then the other branch is VIP. So now we save that. I'm going to move my current email to is VIP. Now what I'm looking at is this is going to branch and check and see if they're on the list or not. If they aren't on the list, we're going to edit the record and we're going to set their status to pending. Their approval status to pending. I'm actually going to add here to set their approval status to approved. Now what I can do, if I'd like, is on this not a VIP branch, I could send them to another workflow and wait until they are approved to get their actual email, because the key thing to understand is you will not get this standard email through this workflow if they're not a VIP, because once they're through this workflow, it's going to be done. So you want to set up a separate workflow from once the status is pending and goes to approve to then send a approval email if you'd like. Or you can just have them manually send an email since they weren't on the list. You have a lot of options, but this is going to be the base way of how you'll be able to set their status. Let's see it in action. Again, because I built this event with the event builder, I already had a landing page, super basic, but I got something here that I can register for. So I'm going to register for Sonic. Let that registration go through. I'm going to spam refresh as well. And then I'm going to register as someone not on the VIP list, like myself. So now let's take a look at the workflow logs and see them hit the branches. So now that I've registered both myself and Sonic, let's look and see where they went down the branches. When I click on enrollment history, I can see I've got myself, click view logs, not a VIP. I've been set to pending. I go back to Sonic. Sonic is a VIP, was approved, and got his email. So an awesome way to have a pre-approved list inside of HubSpot when you're setting up your event. Now, what's awesome is that you can do this different for each type of event. Simply go to the registration confirmation workflow that's created from the event builder, add your branching, add your logic, and it's all set from there. And that's how you event happily.